eating food sacrificed to idols is something Paul talks about in his letter to the Corinthians, but that's pretty foreign to most of our modern context. Let me use a imperfect analogy to talk about what may be going on here. So let's say I have a friend who's an alcoholic and he's going to AA meetings and I tag along just to support him. And while we're there, I pull out a flask, pour myself some whiskey and begin to drink it. Now, I think we'd all agree that this would be a gross and unloving flaunting and abuse of my Christian liberty. I do believe that we're free to drink or not to drink, but in that context, in engaging in that behavior, I would be sinning against my friend as well as all those who are present. Now, something somewhat analogous to that's going on in Corinth, because you have some in the Corinthian congregation whom Paul says are puffed up with knowledge, who say, all these Roman gods and goddesses don't really exist, and so we can freely eat the food offered at their temples. While you have other Christians who, even though they've rejected these gods and goddesses, have a pagan past, and so they still have very strong attachments between these temples and their gods and the sacrifices which are offered there. And Paul is going to develop this argument further as he goes along in his letter, but at this point he wants to impress upon those Christians as well as us that to use your liberty as a Christian unlovingly is to abuse that liberty. To use your freedom in a way that is a misuse of love toward your neighbor is a misuse of that freedom. Freedom used rightly is freedom used lovingly.